Hello guys, in this video I'll show you how to compute the magnitude of seasonality. So this is very much related to slide number 44, where I'm showing you just a mere example of how to compute the seasonality. So why we are going over the magnitude even though it's not part of the book? Because the author here, one of the objectives is to determine the presence and also the magnitude of seasonality. So we here established the presence of seasonality when we went over the monthly seasonality, and then we said, okay, months are no different than grouping them into groups of quarters. Would that show the same seasonality, only one mountain per year? Oh yeah, it shows one mountain per year. So we're gonna go for quarterly seasonality. Is it a mistake to take monthly seasonality? Probably not, but it's unnecessary work. So we go for quarterly seasonality here. So we're gonna copy the data and paste it in this seasonality index magnitude or seasonality magnitude, and paste it, you guys, as if let me show you. So I copied this, and when you want to paste it, a safe way to paste it is to place the cursor somewhere, go to paste, and paste as 1, 2, 3, paste as values. So this is what you're getting. Now that you have it in values, if you want to continue computations like I did, good for you. If you feel like, oh, I want to do it as in the book, or as it's actually not in the book, as in the slides, because it's easier for me to understand, which is the years in rows and the quarters and the average yearly in columns, then why not? So this is the first year. You gotta cut all this and put it for the second year, and then again this is the third year, and put that in there and put it for the third year. You definitely don't need this grand total anymore. So you can do that. But as for me, I don't need to redo everything and do that. I just did the computations as is. Yeah, regardless of the orientation. But if you want to go for this orientation, definitely this is the way to go. And instead of putting this here, you can put it somewhere at the very end. Yeah. So this way you can easily take this divided by this. So basically you're going to do the computations like this over this. Yeah. And you're probably going to fix the here, the J. And then you can see that this is correct, this is correct, and this is correct. And then you can take all this, and as you can see, so you can do this, and these are the same numbers. You see, good. And these are all the same numbers here, and you do like that, and this would be this table, which is this over this. You see, now you wanna decide for each one of these, for each cake, smoothie, or whatever. Yeah, over here you wanna sum the appropriate. So for cakes, you're gonna take this whole thing. I'm doing it slowly for those students who are not comfortable. So I'll take all the cakes together. If you're not comfortable with Excel as of yet, so this is now resembles exactly, especially this one, resembles this table, which is this table here. For the same product, you have these values. Now what to do, the last step is to decide whether you take the average or you multiply. And we decided to take the average of all these. The average of all these would give us the same thing. So if you add all the necessary quarters here, so indeed these are here the calculations for these quarters. Yeah, So this is this quarter, this quarter, this quarter, and this quarter. So for the average of cakes, for this is a year, for example, 2003, and this is the year 2004, and this is the year 2005. So these are the different years. So now we have the different years here and different quarters here. Yeah. Matute, a quarter 4. So we're talking about this. So you have this, for example, similar to what is in here, this. So now you have this, as you can see, all of these indices are in no change in these indices. So there is no seasonality really, you see. The magnitude of seasonality, there's no seasonality. So if you are going to go for the additive, you're going to have to do the following. You're going to have to take the average of this, which is the sum of all these values, the 3 values over 3. Yeah? So you will find out that this is the seasonality index. And the seasonality index, there's no index. It doesn't, 1, you multiply any value by 1, it stays the same value. So there's no change. But if you multiply the value by 0.8, this means that the value, the original value, is expected to decrease by 0.2. Because of that, it is only we take 0.8 of that value. If this value, if this index was 1.1, then this means that there is a 10% increase. On the other hand, how about we take the average smoothies, yeah? So this is the average smoothies, right? Let's take them. So this is average smoothies. This is average smoothies for the second year. And this is average smoothies here for this year. And these years are basically 2013, 14, and 15, aren't they? Over here and also over here. So this is the same table, isn't it? So you can see that there is here. You take, for example, here the average or the sum, which is exactly the same. The average or this formula, which is the sum of all these guys, yeah, over the count of all these guys. What's the count? The count will end up being 3, yeah? Yeah? So if you take the count, it will be 3. Then this is what you're getting, which is a nice seasonality index. Yeah? Take the average, for example, which is going to be the same value. The average is the sum over the count. So over here, you have the sum over the count, exactly the same, isn't it? In 2 decimals, do you see? It's the same. So exactly what is this telling us? This telling us in the first quarter, we expect a decrease by 19%. This is why we multiply the value by this 0.81. Then an increase by 11%. Then an increase by 21, a further increase by 21%. Then again a decrease, but not by 19, but rather by 14%. So here you can easily see a seasonality. Over here there is no change. So this is how we compute the seasonality magnitude, or in a non-visual representation we can tell if there is a significant, a meaningful seasonality, as in the seasonality of smoothies compared to the seasonalities of some other product like cakes. As we've seen here, cakes has almost no seasonality, while as you can see smoothies does show some seasonality. All right, in the next video we are going to talk a little bit about we're going to talk about another data set. Thank you so much.